Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. I'm Elizabeth Omori, and happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on the occasion of his 65th birthday today. President Buhari notes the worthy contributions of the Vice President to the development of the country as a lawyer, scholar, administrator and pastor, working selflessly to bring government closer to the people and placing the people at the center of governance by regularly advocating policies that support human development. The President affirms that his loyalty and dedication to duty have been most exemplary, especially in supervising the economy, which involves regular interface with heads of public and private institutions and other government structures to ensure synergy and harmony that puts the well-being of all Nigerians first. He extolled Vice President Osinbajo's courage, humility and resourcefulness, prayed that the Almighty God will continue to grant him the strength, wisdom and good health to serve the nation and humanity. Senate said the court has no constitutional right to stop the legislative arm of government from carrying out its functions such as lawmaking. President of the Senate, Hamid Lawan, stated this at Tuesday's plenary while reacting to the ruling by the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, restraining the National Assembly from going further to amend the new Electoral Act 2022. He explained that the doctrine of the separation of powers in the Nigerian Constitution conferred on the legislature the function of making and amending laws brought to it by individual members or the executive, and any attempt to interface with this constitutional duty will amount to infringement on constitutional provisions.
Separation of powers, and I mean separation and exercise of powers. The judiciary, under no circumstance, can stop the legislature, the National Assembly, from performing its legislative duties.
I think the argument you have raised is valid, but this one will present in court to discharge that order. We cannot sit and appeal here on a matter that's already been given an order in court. So I think that we should exercise caution in sitting the judgment over a matter that a decision has been given, or at least an order has been given.
If the judiciary wants to come into the legislature and decide when we sit and when we don't, then there's anarchy. If the judiciary will simply say we are not to consider this and that, and we obey those kind of rulings, that's anarchy. Because it's emasculating the legislature, and that's not supposed to be. So we will continue with what we are supposed to do because that is our calling. We are just advising that the judiciary should please help us develop this democracy.
In other news, Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyema says he is now relieved following commencement of evacuation of Nigerian students trapped in the city of Sumy, northeastern Ukraine. In a tweet, the minister said those students have been in his thoughts and prayers as they embark on hazardous trip to safety. It will be recalled that Russian president has provided corridors for nationals of other countries to mount out of Sumy city, which is surrounded by Russian forces. Away from Russia-Ukraine crisis, President Muhammadu Buhari has extolled Nigerian women on the occasion of the International Women's Day. The president says it is an opportunity to reflect on the vital roles women play in society, homes, governance, and in all walks of life. He observed that women are not where they should be yet in different spheres of endeavor, but believes that they can no longer be deprived for too long as they consistently prove that they can hold their own on all fronts and in all fields. He applauded the contributions of women to the current administration, noting that they are pulling their weights and making it impossible for anyone to play down their essence. Meanwhile, Nigeria Governors' Wives Forum enjoins Nigerian women to sustain consistent and proactive approach towards the realization of women agenda in the country. The forum urges women to participate actively in politics and ensure better representation in elective offices at all levels of government. In the same vein, the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists and Award appeals to members of the Federal Legislature to, as a matter of urgency and in the interest of the spirit and letters of democracy, discard their earlier posture and allow for the gender bills to be re-represented and passed into law. This year's International Women's Day celebration comes with a difference as members of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association joined the clamor to build a sustainable future through gender equality. The president of Nawa Salamatu Yaya at a seminar to mark the day calls for synergy among women. Ngozi Teknikio reports.
You are what celebrated today. Happy International Women's Day. You can even give a hug if you want to, because we're what celebrating, you know? We're what celebrating. We are what celebrating today. Today is our day.
With accolade and hug among each other, the wives of the nation's gallant military men join other women across the world to break the bias of gender inequality and discrimination in commemoration of the 2022 International Women's Day, harping on the theme, Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Break the bias.
Gender equality for a sustainable tomorrow. It's about being there in sustaining the whole economy or the country, the world, or the world in itself, participating actively and contributing our own quota as individuals.
Yes, the men may still have a higher opportunity. We recognize them as our head, but we just want to complement what they do.
The question is, how do the women intend to take the struggle of achieving their full potentials beyond the celebration?
I don't have a limit. All I need to do is to be able to grab the opportunities, because there are opportunities. There may be a lot of bias, but if you look out for the opportunities, you'll be able to find them.
Have the potentials to be who I want to be, to achieve whatever I want to achieve. I think the sky, with my husband's backing, with him being my complementary spouse, I think I can go beyond whatever it is.
As they said, the country will fare better when more women are given opportunity to excel. Ngozi Teknikio, NTA News.
A gender-equal world free of discrimination where difference is valued and celebrated is a focus of the 2022 International Women's Day, and the Nigerian Air Force is doing its part to bring this vision to reality by empowering women to take action for equality. Defense correspondent Najat Tijani reports.
Ifoma is a widow with 5 children, while Mercy, a mother of 3, has been unemployed for some years.
By doing this, I will not be sitting at home, and in fact, it will help my family a lot.
To know this one now, add it, because there is many things I know here where I don't know the knowledge before. How to make it very well and a very quality.
By empowering these women, the Nigerian Air Force is encouraging the world to break the bias and end discrimination.
So that they can be financially independent too. If tomorrow, ensure they are equal partners in progress at home.
So that is the message for the air staff is trying to pass across, that as women are being empowered today, they'll be able to support their family and also go and empower others.
It's all in a day's work for these women who have newly acquired skills in baking and sewing, and who have also received starter packs to put their new skills to the test. While the pies are baking in the oven, The women, newly empowered by the Nigerian Air Force, are also incubating ideas of how to expand their businesses, contribute to society, and make the world a better place. Not just on this occasion of International Women's Day, but every day. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Today is the International Women's Day, a day marked globally to celebrate the gains and pains of women in order to improve their lots. Momso Damien Darty examines the day and its significance.
When I was sleeping, I did my button.
At 13, she was raped severally by her own father. At 14, still a child, Nika was forced to marry a man almost 4 times her age.
We have issues of child marriage, gender discrimination, female genital mutilation.
What about Halima, who is not alive to tell her story? She was allegedly killed by her husband.
Treacherous husband lured the wife out to a lonely path, positively identified the wife to the other gang members.
Or is it Zainab Galadima, intelligent, educated and successful, yet denied a chance to contest for a political position to represent her constituency?
I aspired for the seat of the House of Representatives, Amakwari constituency, but I did not make it. I faced a lot of challenges of resources, of support and so on.
And this one, a victim of domestic violence, turned into a punching bag. The list is endless. These are a few out of the many challenges faced by women, necessitating the adoption of March 8 annually to address these challenges and celebrate areas of achievements.
I want to congratulate all women across the world, and particularly Nigerian women, for their immense contributions towards societal cohesion and national development.
We also continue to advocate for women's representation around decision-making tables.
Globally, women are today marking their day and considering the theme.
Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow.
In the interest of development, in the interest of peace, in the interest of unity of this country, the gender bills should be reconsidered.
Nigerian women should not be made irrelevant to the progress and future of this country.
The clause-to-clause aspect of the bill needs to be analyzed that the ordinary man on the street can understand.
We're the women of tomorrow, so it's very important that we are at the round table when these decisions are being made.
See the capability of young people.
With days like this, projecting women's issues, it is hoped that the likes of Malama, Nika and Zainab will be given opportunities to fulfill their dreams and aspirations.
Is Atino Asiegeme, a gender development expert. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
I'm so happy to be here.
All right, I would like to start with your appraisal. How would you appraise the performance of women in Nigeria so far?
Honestly, with the extent of the pressure on ground, I would commend women.
Okay.
They've done well. It could be better, but I think to bring the best out of them, we should applaud the efforts they've put in. It's not very easy. The terrain is a tough one, but the woman is so resolved to take care of herself, despite it all, to take care of her children at her level, to take care of her home. I think they're commendable. And even the ones that don't have any of this, they still keep their heads afloat in their own way. So I think the woman should be applauded first. So I give kudos to the woman. She's trying.
All right. Considering this year's theme of the celebration, it is quite apt.
Yeah.
So how do we work with this year's theme to break the barriers? How relevant is this theme to the Nigerian woman?
I honestly think it's very, very apt. It's very appropriate. If you consider the nations of the world and you consider Africa, you would say that women have gone far in involvement in nation building. If you want a nation to live, if you want a nation to survive, you must involve the woman. You must get the woman engaged. When you want to birth anything, you want to birth a nation, you want to birth a family, you want to birth a society. You can't do it outside of a woman. So any nation that relegates a woman is not ready to grow. The minute you understand that she is the life giver and she is the one who puts pillars in place, you may not see the pillars that hold this place up, but I tell you, there are pillars holding it up. And the woman is the pillar in anything. The pillar in the society, the pillar in the family. The minute you put her up there, everything stands up erect.
Of course.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. All right. You know, when we talk about women development, economic empowerment is critical, very important. It covers virtually everything a woman does, apart from education.
Yes.
Now, how do we strengthen the woman economically to be relevant in her little space?
There is a lot of development going on. I think that the Nigerian situation particularly has pushed a lot of women to creativity. 10 years back, we didn't put so much premium on the cost of makeup, on the cost of hairdo, on the cost of clothing. But you see women coming out. Do you know, as little as kose, as little as puff-puff, it has become a big deal. You go to a party now, the puff-puff that used to just be by the side of the road, you know,
it's
has become a big deal. Do you understand? And women, who, being who they are, they've packaged it. They go to parties and they are Friday right there. And it's no longer the 5 naira and the 10 naira. It has now gained value because somebody decided to think out of the box. So I just think we should keep pumping the I can mentality into the woman. Stop calling your natural gift a hobby. It's your money. Your natural gifting, that hair you know to do, that makeup you know to do, that gele you know to tie, it's your money. Go to places where you can be trained to package it right and turn it to your gold. That's the truth. Turn it to your gold. There's nothing like a hobby. You have talent. Some have 1, some have 2, some have 5. But your talent is what was given to you by God to live a most distinguished life. For some, it's the ability to talk. For some, it's the ability to keep quiet. For some, it's your natural beauty. You don't look inwards. For me, that's what I'm celebrating this Women's Day. Look inwards. A woman is a treasure, a field of treasures. What do you ignore about a woman? Is it her appearance? Is it her soul? What do you ignore about a woman? It's just for every woman listening out there. Look inwards. You are a treasure. You are a field of treasures. Money, beauty, everything is in you. Bring it out. And the world cannot resist you.
At all.
The world can't resist
you. All right, Atinuko Asiageme, Agenda Development Expert, thank you so much for coming on Insight.
Thank you so much for having me.
And happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day to you, and you are beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah. You're watching Nationwide on NTA, and a quick reminder, you can watch us live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media platform displayed on the screen. And it's time to join Adeola in Lagos for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Adeola. Nice to see you.
Hello, Lizzie. Nice to see you too, and happy International Women's Day. Now, the long arm of a law has caught up with the fleeing suspect in the death of a 22-year-old fashion designer, Bamishe Ayawale, who was found dead days after taking a ride on a BRT bus in Lagos. The suspect, Andrew Nice, was paraded by the police in Lagos following his arrest in Ososa, Ogun State. Adeneyi Taiwo completes the report.
The disappearance and later unfortunate death of 22-year-old Bamishe Ayawale came as a rude shock to many Nigerians, considering the circumstances leading to her death. The main suspect, 47 years old Andrew Nice, the driver of the BRT bus she last boarded from Abuja on February 26, had been on the run after allegedly committing the crime, but an interagency collaboration among security operatives led to his arrest at his hideout in Ososa, Ogun State.
Information was received from our sister agency the Director of State Services that he had been arrested by their operatives. The suspect, Andrew Nice, aged 47 years, was subsequently handed over to us for further investigation.
He was apprehended alongside a man who was said to be harboring him in the town. While stating that the suspect has not given the police a proper explanation on his motive for the crime, the Commissioner of Police said investigation is ongoing to unravel the circumstances and possibly other actors behind the crime.
I visited the morgue myself and I saw the lifeless body. Even the members of the family visited the place with the DPO, Abuja, and they can attest to the fact that no part of her body was mutilated. But we cannot ascertain whether she was raped. Autopsy will reveal that.
He assured Nigerians that the police is working around the clock to ensure adequate security of lives and property in the metropolis, warning criminals to stay clear of the state. In Lagos, Adini Taiwo, NTA News.
And joining us via Zoom is the Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command, Adekunle Ajishebutu. Thank you for joining us on Nationwide.
Thanks for having me. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Today we heard that there were attempts to attack BRT buses as a result of the incident of February 26. What is the police doing to avert any breakdown of law and order?
Thank you. First, let me, on behalf of the Lagos State Police, Commissioner of Police, CP Abiodun Alabi, FDC, MNIM, PSC, his management team, officers and men of the Lagos State Police Command, express our heartfelt condolence to the bereaved family. It is true that we received the intelligence that some people who are sympathetic to the bereaved family were planning to carry out a protest. Much as we recognize the right of citizens to protest, we have a duty as a responsible law enforcement organization saddled with the statutory responsibility of maintaining law and order to ensure that we protect lives and property. As a result of the intelligence received, the Lagos State Police Command Commissioner of Police, CP Abiodun Alabi, directed all the area commanders, DPOs, all the field commanders, patrol commanders to ensure that they carry out 24-hour surveillance and intensive visibility patrol of all strategic places in Lagos State, including all BRT offices. This is to prevent likely breakdown of law and order. As I speak with you, we have a detachment of police officers strategically positioned in every nook and cranny of the state to maintain law and order, to forestall any breakdown of law and order.
Okay, thank you. No doubt passengers are currently experiencing hardship in getting to their destinations because all the BRTs are said to be off the way. Now, can you give us the latest on the Bamishe's alleged murder and the BRT bus driver?
The investigation is ongoing. As the Commissioner of Police, my boss, my principal, said yesterday during his press conference, we are crossing the T's and dotting the I's. We are hopeful that very soon we will conclude our investigation with a view to carrying out successful prosecution. The Commissioner of Police has charged the crack detectives saddled with the responsibility of investigating this crime, this murderous act, to ensure that they do speedy investigation with a view to having diligent prosecution. We are very confident that very soon the case will be arraigned in court.
Okay, now finally, what would be your advice to Lagosians and Nigerians concerning security by being one another's keeper?
Thank you. My advice to Lagosians is that they should go about their lawful businesses. This is because the Lagos State Police Command has, as it has always done, put in place all necessary security arrangements to protect their lives and property. We have police officers, both plain clothes and those in uniform, patrolling every nook and cranny of the state.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not any fear. There is peace and tranquility in Lagos State. You will agree with me that Lagos State has always been one of the peaceful states in Nigeria, and it will continue to remain so.
Thank you, PPRO Adekunle Ajishebutu, for throwing more light on the current issue at hand. Thank you for coming on Nationwide.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Now moving on to other reports, addressing security challenges within the global maritime space will be more intense and results-oriented when nations form stronger ties and strengthen existing partnership. The head of delegates of the 51st Pakistan Navy Staff Course, who made the remark while on a visit to the Western Naval Command in Lagos, added that this is imperative to safeguard the free flow of global trade.
To cooperate with my foreign party. Over. Hands up. Drop your weapon. Hands up.
The Nigerian Navy, through its various platforms, sea exercises and maritime domain awareness, has been able to reduce crimes within the country's exclusive economic zone to the barest minimum. It is a feat worthy of emulation, especially as it relates to calming the once turbulent region, the Gulf of Guinea. The visit by delegates of the 51st Pakistan Navy Staff Course to the Western Naval Command is geared towards exchange of tactical strategies and operational capabilities aimed at sustaining the tempo and opening up new frontiers.
Both navies have the smaller to larger platforms, and how these platforms operates in the water and what we can do to improve those platforms.
Apart from trade and bilateral relations, collaboration with the Nigerian Navy in the area of military support is the longest existing partnership with Pakistan, and both parties promised to nurture this results-oriented synergy for more years to come, since no country is immune to challenge of maritime crimes and offenses.
If the line of communication between countries are not left open or secured, then there will not be international trade, because more than 70% of trade in the world are done through the sea.
Delegates from Pakistan were put through the operational overview of the Nigerian Navy, its challenges and interventions at enhancing security on the waterways. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos for now. I will remind you that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on all our other social media platforms. But we'll take a break now, and when we return, we will be joining Susan in Makurdi for more on Nationwide.
Good to have you join us in Makurdi. The role of women in the society has been a topic for public debate in Nigeria in recent times. This has given rise to the agitation for more women to be given greater responsibilities in the public space, given their track record and capabilities. This has formed the theme for this year's celebration of the International Women's Day, as Nigerian women continue to push their agenda to the corridors of power. In Makurdi, Grace Anyalewa Ichefa reports that the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, added their voices on the call for gender equality.
As the society evolves, women have risen to their rights as equal citizens who can contribute to the development of their countries. It is in view of this that March 8 is set aside by the United Nations to celebrate the achievements of women and create awareness on the need for women inclusion in decision-making and governance. In Makurdi, the Benue State capital, the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, joined other women groups on a peaceful walk to the State House of Assembly to make their grievances known, given recent events at the National Assembly, where 5 gender-based bills bordering on equity and more inclusion in governance were turned down.
We are calling on the federal government to enact laws that benefit the women. The women constitute even a greater percentage of the voting force of this country. we are saying that the National Assembly should go back and revisit that bill, that our voices must be heard. Men should stop discrimination against women.
Speaker Benue State House of Assembly Titus Uba, who received the women, commended them for their resilience and promised to give them maximum support.
We have been in constant interface with the First Lady of Benue, who has effectively represented the women cause in this state. Yes. She has been on the Assembly's neck concerning women every other day. Most of our members here are he for she.
The theme for the 2022 International Women's Day celebration is attaining gender equity today for a sustainable tomorrow. In Makudi, Grace Anyalora, Ichepa, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has reaffirmed his administration's zero tolerance to any form of criminality. The governor stated this during the State Security Council meeting, which deliberated on frequent communal clashes and vandalism of government assets in the state. Charles Abba has the details.
In addition to Governor Samuel Otom's reaffirmation of his zero tolerance to criminality, he assured Benue people that with the rate at which security agencies synergize in combating criminality in the state, insecurity will be reduced to the barest minimum.
I think if we continue in this way, we will surmount that challenge and do away with the bad acts we have.
He, however, decried the perpetration of vandalism of rail lines in the state, which he called for a quick arrest of the situation. The governor also drew the attention of the Security Council to persistent communal clashes in Ware West.
As I talk to you even now, there are still issues. Burning of houses, killings and destruction. I presided over several meetings that we thought we had resolved this matter. We had agreed, and the two parties agreed, and we signed an agreement. And today, what I hear happening, and this agreement extended to the major town in Bayo.
In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
And that's our package from Makudi. NTA Nationwide continues with Mina in Enugu after this break.
Thank you so much, Susan. We will be joining Enugu later. The House of Representatives has rescinded decision on 3 gender-related bills which were among those rejected during voting on the Constitution Amendment bills. The House has resolved to recommit them for reconsideration. The 3 bills are the bill seeking 35% affirmative action for women in party administration and leadership, the bill that seeks to grant women ability to take indigenship of their husbands after 5 years of marriage, and the bill seeking citizenship of the foreign-born husband of a Nigerian woman. The decision by the House of Representatives to recommit these bills for reconsideration is coming 1 week after the bills were rejected during voting, having failed to garner required votes for approval in both chambers of the National Assembly. Voting on the 3 bills alongside the next batch of Constitution Amendment bills will expectedly be held 4 weeks from now. Still on women affairs, the women wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria is providing economic support to uplift lives. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports on the association support system.
You are not inferior, you are not created less. God did not create you less. You can compete with any man. So why should you be treated as if you are somebody that have challenge? You don't have challenge. You don't have challenge. You are able. If you want to take any mountain, you can take it.
This voice by a male folk said it all, and what is now left is for women all over to start acting and desist from playing the game of self-pity and to take the bull by the horn. The women wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria, WOWICAN, is empowering more of its population to remain on top and not at the bottom of affairs.
We are not only celebrating those that are high, we are also celebrating the women in the market, the women that go to the farm to work, to labor, and to produce and to make us happy at home.
Federal Ministry of Women Affairs have developed quite a number of programs aimed at ensuring the advancement of women and girls, especially in relation to economic empowerment initiatives.
These women here are optimistic that the move will translate to self and societal development with multi-sectorial impact that will fulfill the theme of the 2022 celebration, Gender Equality Today for Sustainable Tomorrow. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Now let's head to Enugu, where Mina is standing by with some reports for us. Hello, Mina.
Hello, Elizabeth. Good evening and welcome to Enugu. The call for women to rise to the challenge of nation building and leadership in the public and private sectors has again been emphasized. Correspondent Chika Ugu spoke with gender advocates in Enugu on this year's International Women's Day.
Women are an integral part of the society and considered the weaker sex by many. Over the years, women have excelled in various human endeavors, even in male-dominated professions, making them a force to reckon with in society. Despite these efforts, many women contend with discrimination, domestic violence, early and forced marriages, among others. These ills against women are largely unreported and reason why most women do not show interest in certain professions and positions of leadership, especially in politics.
Women are the nurturers, we are the creators, and yes, with the help of men, but we still are the ones to birth a nation.
We have so much potential, but we're being pinned down by the men at home because they believe if woman is well exposed and she has so much money that she will not be obedient any longer.
The United Nations, through the introduction of International Women's Day, has clamored for women liberation and participation in governance to address these challenges, especially in developing countries.
Our role can never be undermined. We mold the girl child into being a woman, and we watch out to ensure that what we have done yields positive greatness into the society.
Reflecting on this year's theme, Gender Equality Today for Sustainable Tomorrow, it is the opinion of many that women strive to create opportunities with their capabilities and knowledge, as they can do better in leadership than their male counterparts. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Residents of Enugu State and environs are likely to witness improved healthcare service delivery as federal and state health authorities reiterate readiness to embrace vibrant partnerships to transform the health sector. This was brought to the fore at the inauguration of the members of the board of the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital Foundation. The report.
The University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital has a core mandate to deliver excellence in patient care, to advance that care through innovative research and education, and improve the general health and well-being of the diverse communities that it serves. But even as a federal tertiary health institution, the authorities realize that to succeed, it will need to evolve vibrant partnerships with the private sector if it must improve the quality of its service delivery.
This institution can be a hub for research and development. So vaccine production in Nigeria cannot be sustainable without appropriate research and development.
Thus, the inauguration of a 14-member board for the UNTH Foundation, comprising accomplished technocrats and headed by former Enugu State Governor Sullivan Chime.
I'm glad that this novel project is intended to help provide support for needy patients and improve the fortunes of this hospital.
Our team is still guided by the hospital's mission to deliver excellence in patient care and advanced care through innovative research and education to improve the health and well-being of the diverse communities we serve.
Expectations are high, and many here in Enugu State are optimistic that the blend of public and private players would work effectively to transform the fortunes of the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital in terms of infrastructural development and service delivery.
And that's a bit from here. Nationwide continues with Lizzie in Abuja after this break.
You're still watching Nationwide on NTA. Now, a bit from the court. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, his deputy, and all lawmakers in the state to vacate their offices on account of their unlawful defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress, APC. The court declared their defection as unlawful and unconstitutional, null and void. The National Automotive Design and Development Council is designing an extreme terrain medical platform vehicle, a solution to medical emergencies. So it is seeking collaboration with the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy as it adds digital finishing touches that will make the car unique and boost production of other high-tech driven vehicles. Chimdima Undobisi reports.
The plan of the federal government through the National Automotive Design and Development Council is to make Nigeria relive those glorious days of indigenous automobile production. In implementing the National Automotive Industry Development Plan, the industry now boasts of investment portfolio of close to 400 billion naira. Already, different vehicles ranging from 100% electric powered to compressed natural gas and petrol powered vehicles are being locally manufactured or assembled, with designs and prototypes of high-tech ones being developed. The latest in the offing is the Extreme Terrain Medical Platform, a vehicle that can penetrate the remote and hard-to-reach areas. It is to act as ambulance and also deliver medical products. In incorporating the digital components of the vehicle, the automotive industry is seeking to partner the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy.
The National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System, the federal government signed an MOU on the 14th of February this year with 3 operational pathways to help coverage of highways and roads in emergencies. So NADDC is plugging into this and also into the National Gas Expansion Program. This is a serious vehicle that can reach any destination to deliver the necessary health care.
You mentioned some of the applications you have developed and you are still developing, and also the digital design. I think these are some of the areas that this ministry has a key role to play. I want to assure you that whatever you ask from us, it will be available for you immediately.
The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy also emphasized that the country will record increased economic growth when priority is placed on skills acquisition and Nigerians patronize made in Nigeria products. In Abuja, Chimdima Ndubisi, NTA News.
4 independent electronic marketplace applications have been developed to meet the daily needs of Nigerians anytime and anywhere. The products, launched in Abuja by an indigenous company, Rated Artisan, is expected to boost the federal government's drive in its realization of a digital economy and take advantage of the vast opportunities offered by technology. Charles Alpha reports.
An easy way to make the future of the world's economy, stakeholders in this hall say, is technology. And the launch of these applications reaffirms that fact. 4 applications: Banga App, Rated Artisan, Rated Academy, and the ecosystem are capable of rendering online delivery services from the comfort of any household in the world. They create financial and market platforms for MSMEs, provides micro-learning and training while also complementing the food industries.
The beautiful thing is that we are seeing the regular business owner in Nigeria is challenged by having to pay too many salaries to too many persons. We're saying we could actually make it easier, more efficient for these mobile apps to do the heavy lifting for you so you can focus on building your business. We've said that every artisan in the country who wishes to be on our platform must undergo some thorough criminal record checks to be sure that we don't expose Nigerians to any crime.
Stakeholders from the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and those in the ICT and food industry say it is a mega turnaround for small and growing businesses in Nigeria and the federal government's quest to digitize the economy.
We must therefore ensure that we get the most out of IT while still protecting important human values.
The launch of these apps is expected to enhance innovation and spur new opportunities in the food industry. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
President Muhammad Buhari has expressed sadness over what he described as the brutal murder of tens of vigilante members in Kebbi State by bandits who ambushed them in the Sakaba Wasagu local government area. According to the president, this level of criminality is shocking and he wants to assure Nigerians that he will do all it takes to tackle these monsters decisively. While extending his sympathy to the families of the victims of this savagery, he is using this opportunity to call on the security forces to be more proactive and redouble their efforts in order to frustrate the operational plans of terrorists before they even launch attacks. The Managing Director, National Inland Water Authority, George Muhalu, says the authority will continue to carry out the mission of the late board chairman, Vice Admiral Ishaya Ibrahim, in reviving the nation's waterways. The Managing Director made this pledge at a valedictory session in honor of the board chairman in Abuja. Oinaya Kaloka reports.
The Director General Niwa George Magalu described the late Niwa's board chairman, Vice Admiral Ishaya Ibrahim, as a man who provided great leadership and showed commitment to the development of the authority.
He's a man who we can describe as kind-hearted, sincere, committed, who believes in this nation, who was ready to give up anything for the benefit of this country.
Other board members said the late chairman was passionate about repositioning the waterways in Nigeria.
The honor he has brought to Kwai, to God forgive me, I don't know who will bring it again. He has been an outstanding personality. There's so much to learn from him.
Grace Ishaya, widow of the late board chairman, thanked Niwa for the show of love and support to her family. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
And next is Sports Update.
Ikoyi Golf Club 1938 emerged winner of the inaugural Lagos Golf Challenge Tournament on the golf course of the club. About 100 players from Ikoyi, Dolphin, Lakowi and Ikeja golf clubs played through the 18 holes with different antics, all in search of the challenge trophy. At the end, Ikoyi Golf Club emerged the winner of the tournament with a cumulative score of 1,394 stable 4 points from the best performances of 23 out of the 25 players fielded for the tournament to push Ikeja Golf Club to the second position. Dolphin Club is third with a cumulative score of 1,225 stable 4 points, drawn from the best scores of 23 of the club's players.
This is just the inaugural one. We're going to be doing the Southwest. We're going to be doing all the geopolitical zones. Then we're going to be doing all Nigeria.
In volleyball, the chairman of Kano State Sports Commission, Ibrahim Galadima, has confirmed the state volleyball team Kano Pillars' participation at the forthcoming CAVB African Clubs Championship in a yet-to-be-decided venue by the Confederation, assuring the team of the maximum support of the state government and the commission.
This is why we have already promised them that we'll do everything possible to make them comfortable to go and make their name in the African Championship.
Kano Pillars qualified for the Continental Tournament, having won the 2021 Premier League held in Abuja. In another development, harnessing the talent of secondary school students, especially those of the first generation colleges in Lagos, is the focus of the college's sports fiesta, scheduled for the 9th of April 2022. Organizers of the event explained that 30 secondary schools are expected to participate in the competition slated for Yaba College of Technology Sport Complex, Lagos.
Our target is to discover new talent.
From the foreign scene, second leg actions of the UEFA Champions League continue Tuesday and Wednesday. Bayern Munich takes on Salzburg with a 1-1 first leg score. With a 2-1 advantage, Liverpool will entertain Inter Milan. On Wednesday, Manchester City with a 5-0 first leg advantage will trade tackles with Sporting Lisbon, as PSG, with a long goal deficit, will attempt to turn the table against Real Madrid. With Sports Update, Olunde Guntola, NTA News.
And Sports Update ends nationwide today. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to always take action against rape and rapists. I'm Elizabeth Omori.